Conversations that my gentlemen will be having this morning on what the big issues are that shapes our national discussions this morning. At the table is Oscar Provençal. He's a renowned actor, usually our Monday guest. Oscar, good morning. Good to see you. Hope you had a great weekend.
Wasn't bad.
Okay, great.
Let's go. Where to? Wasn't bad.
Is Lawyer Tanko aware of your movements? Because it looks like he knows where you were over the weekend.
It was a pretty quiet one. Let me just wish my friend who celebrated his 50th birthday yesterday. Right. And, you know, I think about 2 weeks ago, I don't know if you came across it, but a very renowned culture advocate and somebody who promoted dance, Niso. Yeah. We lost him. I haven't heard anything about it on air.
That's our director's cousin. I believe we mentioned it last week.
I mean, he's huge in our cultural space, in the promotion of traditional dance and dance, not only here in Ghana, but in the United States, where he also lectured. He transformed Babibi Groma, you know, and a lot of things. Fortunately, we haven't celebrated him.
We will. The breakfast show
so
definitely will.
I hope you take note of that and celebrate him.
Great to draw attention to that. Lawyer Tanko, good morning to you. Lawyer Zachariah Tanko Musa is a legal practitioner, lecturer at UNIMAC GIJ. I saw you before the weekend, you know, talking about legal issues in regards to Sedina Tamaklo and, you know, the court turnover, among other things. It's been a busy weekend for you.
Weekend too was busy. A friend of mine commissioned his, if you like, Airbnb around the Kokrobite area. Okay. Crown luxury apartments. Right. Very beautiful. And this is a Ghanaian living in the UK with an Irish wife. Okay. And the wife had been coming to Ghana regularly. Amy. He's been with her since she was 16. Wow. And she seems to know Accra even more than myself. Wow. And she's rather asking the man, listen, I think you need to come and invest in Ghana. And eventually he invested. And before the thing came to fruition, the amount of, you know, employment they generated, you know, of course, if you're building such an edifice, you generate a lot of employment and opportunities. And one of the things that I was so happy about was that, you know, because of the rain, that stretch is very terrible anyway. Right, yeah. But the amount of money they spent in trying to at least grade that road, to me, was a demonstration of what we mean by corporate social responsibility. And I just hope and pray that we could all be emulating some of these things. Yes, government has a responsibility to provide some of these things, but sometimes if we have the capacity, it's also good for us to do something. Because at the end of the day, when you do so, you are making it easy for those who are coming to your facility to do so devoid of any inconvenience. And I say congratulations to them, David and Amy, for what they have done. And we look forward to, you know, the generating employment for the teeming youth of Ghana who are in desperate need of employment, and also to generate employment for the local people in that community. So it was wonderful. I was there the whole of Saturday. And I visited them yesterday again just to make sure everything was in order. I mean, it's good. So when we see investments back home, you know, from people in the diaspora, it shows that there's something going on. And I know we're going to put the photo of Soa on the screen, and that's him. Yeah. Very regal, brilliant.
The nation has truly lost a gem.
And so we definitely...
His soul rest in perfect peace.
Amen.
And then we have a mutual friend, Nate Mabel, who lost his father in Switzerland. So he's currently in Switzerland for the burial. So Nate, our condolences. We couldn't be there with you in Switzerland. May the old man's soul rest in perfect peace and give you the strength.
We're wishing you our condolences. He brings us the sweetest Swiss chocolates. So. You know, wow. Yes, gentlemen. So, Tema Oil Refinery has been in the news. Big things happening there. Projections to do 100,000 barrels of oil a day. And the president also instructing the energy minister, the Honorable John Abdullahi Jinapor, to pay for Ghana's crude oil for toll using cedis instead of dollars. Now, the president at that ceremony, he made this known when he spoke at the commissioning of the refurbished crude distillation unit, CDU, the residue fluid catalytic cracking unit, RFCC, a 120-ton steam boiler, a new F61 crude heater, and other upgraded facilities of the state-owned Tema Oil Refinery on a Saturday. The ceremony also marked the official receipt of 1 million barrels of Ghana's indigenous Jubilee medium sweet crude delivered to Tema Oil Refinery aboard the MT Apache for local refining. And so Mr. Jinapor was also there, and he spoke about Tema Oil Refinery and Central, as well as Mr. Combat, who is the CEO of Tema Oil Refinery. Let's take a listen.
Tema Oil Refinery was not going to work with local Ghanaian workers. And so a decision had been taken to lease off this refinery for $22 million for 10 years. The only thing that saved you workers here was that the whole agreement had not received parliamentary approval yet. And so I had a decision to take to proceed to Parliament and seal up the agreement or pursue an alternative course. After briefing Mr. President, he was emphatic that we should work and restore the refinery on our own. And I tell you, in less than 6 months, your MD and the team raised $22 million to invest in the refinery.
The managing director of TOR, Mr. Edmond Combat, pledged to transform the refinery into a leading petroleum hub in the West African sub-region.
Every energy security cannot operate on office hours alone. Every additional hour of refining strengthens Ghana's economy. Every additional liter produced locally reduces dependence on import. Every improvement in operational efficiency strengthens our energy security. We are positioning TOR to become one of the most competitive and strategically important refineries in West Africa.
President John Mahama described the recommissioning as a promise for Ford.
Nations that aspire to greatness do not abandon strategic institutions like TOR whenever adversity strikes. What they do is they reform them, they modernize them, they restore them, and they prepare them to compete again. And that is why I was proud to announce on the floor of the August House Parliament that TOR is back. Promise made, promise fulfilled. In this regard, I'm pleased to announce that I've directed the Minister of Energy and Green Transitions to work with the board and management of TOR to present government with a strategic plan to expand the capacity of the refinery to 100,000 barrels a day.
Reporting for GBC News, Celeste.
And that's the president, and the challenge is given the CEO, Mr. Edmond Combat. Good morning to him. 100,000 barrels a day. He's already raised $22 million after the reviving of Tema Oil Refinery. Oscar, what do you make of this new development with Jubilee Sweet Crude that was delivered to Tema Oil Refinery?
I think it's good news. We've all known the history and the background of TOR and its inability to produce at its maximum potential. So this is exceedingly good news. Obviously, it's going to help with the foreign exchange issues, especially if it's for local production and local feedstock. That's a good thing. Questions will be as to the stability of the city, inflationary issues that may impact, because there's still going to be some foreign exchange elements, especially for those who are on the upstream, who also use the dollar, you know, and so that may affect them in terms of those who are the partners and so forth. But as a whole, I mean, it's a very good thing, and it's great to hear that going to be able to upgrade to 100,000 barrels. I mean, nobody's going to complain about that. It's going to impact on our local supply. It's going to create jobs. But the most important thing is to be able to refine at a cost-effective in a cost-effective manner. I mean, yes, you can produce 100,000 barrels, but at what cost? And at what cost is it to you to do that expansion? So obviously there has to be some, balance there, so that we don't, make any losses in terms of the gains that we are now seeing.
Right.
So yeah, those are for me the primary issues. For some unknown reason, I've always referred TOR's inability to maximize its potential to a industry mafia that has kept the status quo and keeps TOR,
Where others are benefiting if TOR is down?
Well, TOR is down. I mean, obviously we're importing, and so this is going to affect all those who, and that value chain of the business.
Right.
And so I hope and pray there will be no backlash, and sabotage.
And certainly a few people for the greater good.
And sabotage to TOR. So I think that it's in a good direction. I think there's Centaur
oil as well.
Refinery as well. And the more oil refineries we have, Dangote has the largest oil refinery in the world. I mean, when I heard that it was the largest, not in Nigeria, not in Africa, but in the world,
right.
That's commendable. Why can't we do same? And it eases the pressure of the dollar, which is our major problem in this country. Major problem in this country.
Major problem. Okay. Tanko, he did say, the minister said that, in a discussion at the president's house, they were talking about how they pay for, so the president asked how they pay for the oil. And he said that the finance minister was in attendance in that meeting, and the payment arrangements, he brought the angle that when Tema Oil Refinery and sent to take the oil, they should pay in cedis instead of going to look for dollars, because according to Mr. Jinapor, they have to go and look for the foreign currency or the dollars to pay for it.
Yeah, as Oscar said, I mean, we are an oil producing country, but basically we act like we are not an oil producing country. So what do? We sell cheap crude and buy expensive fuel. And then that's basically from my layman's point of view, not an energy expert. Clearly that is a no-win situation, because the expensive fuel that you're buying, you're going to use foreign currency to buy that, and we know there already pressure on our currency or all that. So for me, as Oscar said, this is good news. Good news because apart from everything, that you have to also look at the job creation, because that means that you're going to have a lot of technical hands that have to do the job, and that means you're creating more jobs, and also that gives you that energy, if you like, security, that stability that we require. But above all, what really it's a bigger plus is the currency issue, because we know that in our part of the world, especially in Ghana, where we import almost everything, your currency would always come under pressure. And so if you can try and mitigate or eliminate some of the pressure, you should do that. And this is really something that is within our domain. We have the capacity to be able to do that. It's a shame that, all these years, we've not been able to do this, although we know that the benefits are there. And this is why sometimes you struggle to understand the experts. Is it that the experts, when they proffer advice, it is ignored? Or is this that the experts really don't know what they're doing?
It's not like, as Oscar says, that some people will be affected, and so, I mean...
Yeah, but you don't run a country like that. You don't run a country where you're only thinking about the selected few, where it matters not whether the benefits would inure to the country or not. That is not how you do that. So certainly the marching orders, if you like, of the president to those within the sector to make sure that we are buying with our cities, it's something that would go a long way to help us. But of course, the practicalities have to be looked at. That's why I heard the energy minister say that the governor of the Bank of Ghana said they have to sit down and fashion out modalities of how to deal with it.
Right.
Because you see, in that sector, it is not only Ghanaian own businesses.
Right.
Then you have others who are also foreign, and those foreign ones, they would need that if you like foreign currency and all those things. So how do you ensure that you get them their foreign currency without necessarily putting pressure on the currency? So we need to look at the practicalities, but I don't think that the practicalities should be something that should make us throw our hands in despair. We should prioritize that, and if we prioritize that and bring everybody on board, and also make sure we are not being intransigent in terms of taking on board the concerns of the other partners and all those things, and we just want to push it because we say we want to push it because the president has said that, I think we'll be making a headway. And the good thing is that, some of these things, we are not reinventing the wheel. It's been done somewhere before. People have done that, and it has yielded results, and they have gone through certain challenges. So all you need to do is to engage within and without, and look at what were the challenges they faced when they try to, throw out these things. And you learn from those sort of, challenges, and you don't repeat those challenges, and you learn from the good practices. It's a shame that sometimes you hear that there are budgets for international travel, international stakeholder engagements, and you don't seem to see what comes out of that. And these are some of the things that we need to be, monitoring and evaluating. If you say you are going to be engaging, because frankly it costs a lot of money. So if you're going to go outside and go internationally talking to other people who have done that, we should be able to see what impact that is bringing to us. But for me, I think it's a step in the right direction. We should just all embrace it and provide the support that we have. And once again, because I'm always a media person, I always want to say that this good news is not something we just report and then go to sleep. Let's continue asking the questions. So the minister has told us that the Bank of Ghana governor says they will be meeting after maybe a few weeks. Let's go back and ask the question: has that meeting taken place? Why is it not taking place? Where are we? Let's keep putting the pressure on them so that they don't go to sleep.
Okay, great point.
To put it into context, I think Ghana imports approximately about $400 million worth of finished products every month. 400 million. 400 million. So, I mean, if the refinery can take care of at least not 50-60% or more, that's a huge savings that's going to be done. It's going to allow for more energy security, more fuel availability. Hopefully it will trickle down to lower prices. And when it comes to expanding the refinery, at least Ghana will soon become a hub for oil products, finished products for the sub-region and hopefully for Africa. So it's a good thing.
I think it won't be too difficult, because if we're neighbors with Nigeria and we have this amount of fuel resource or crude oil resource just like Nigeria, if we're able to master, as you say, the finished products, Ghana will be better off. Gentlemen, I don't know if you have seen, but I'm sure you have seen the story or the news on languages that will be introduced to our schools, foreign languages, as an add-on to the languages that are already studied there. Lots of brouhaha on social media, understanding the context of what the Minister of Education or the ministry means by that. And so the Ministry of Education sought to clarify the basic language school policy, saying that foreign languages will remain optional. Now, the ministry issued a press statement clarifying government's proposed language of instruction policy for basic basic schools, seeking to dispel the widespread misconceptions and reassure the public that the foreign languages have not been made compulsory under the revised curriculum. It clarified that for the things that were suggesting that pupils would be required to study foreign languages such as French, Arabic, and Chinese from the early years of school is not true. The language of instruction from primary school or kindergarten to primary 3 is still the Ghanaian languages, which will become the principal medium of instruction, or which has been the principal medium of instruction. It says that educational authorities explain that the approach is intended to strengthen children's foundational literacy and numeracy skills while promoting critical thinking. So add-on languages like French, Arabic, and Chinese will start from primary 4, where they gradually transition from the Ghanaian languages to English, or they transition to using both Ghanaian languages and English. But then there'll be the options of French, Chinese, and Arabic. Oscar, sentiments are that what went into this decision to add these other 2 languages to French? Have we gotten anywhere with even French?
Well, that's a good question. I mean, considering that we're surrounded by francophone countries, and Africa is basically divided between francophone and anglophone, right. You know. So, yeah, there are many schools of thought for this. I mean, number one, when you add these kind of languages, it's a lot of pressure on the students, you know. I think that is a major issue. They're saddled with so much already. Yes, you need to prepare them, especially the way the world is going and in this global context, and even that is debatable, because this time, in terms of language, as you grow, we're having apps that can
easily translate a language for you.
I mean, I know a Chinese guy doesn't speak a word of English. When you're talking to him, he holds his phone out like this, makes the translation,
and then he understands and responds. Technology,
so technology is going to. But I think that it's also going to be a challenge for many of the schools, finding the teachers with the skills to be able to, teach these subjects is going to place a huge burden on the schools financially, and also for the ministry, obviously. So these are the challenges. But I think one should look in context of where we are today as a nation, where we want to be in terms of the global, preparing kids for the global market and so forth. There's nothing wrong really in acquiring these languages,
How have you seen the teaching of even French? Because that was the only other foreign language that was added.
Has it really impacted? I haven't seen an impact analysis on all of these.
That's true.
On all of this, but even when you look at the countries like the UK, it's between those ages of 3, 7, and so forth. It's compulsory to do at least one foreign language.
Okay.
In the US, they don't have that. It's state driven. Okay. The state will determine what language
they feel. Okay.
And I think Germany that's the same.
Right.
So it varies from country to country. We must look at our situation and what we think we will be required as the necessary skill sets and tools for our children to meet the challenges of the global future.
Okay, thank you. Do you agree that our mode of instruction for French has even been problematic, and now we're adding Arabic and Chinese? Some have pulled the religion card that why was Arabic added? The ministry is saying that it is evidence-based that these 2 languages, being Chinese and Arabic, would help students for their future goals.
But then within the African, ECOWAS African Union, Arabic and French, it's one of the major languages anyway. And so, if we talk about the mode of instruction, it's not only for languages. I mean, for years we've had problems with the mode of instructions and how we teach some of these things. And that is why we're making some headway. So the fact that we've had problems with the mode of teaching, foreign languages does not in itself support the fact that we shouldn't, make it available to those who want to, because it's optional. If you're making it mandatory, that's where there is a problem. I mean, I don't even have a problem with making it mandatory because, see, from a very practical perspective, I have lost up on a major, you know, AU appointment because of French, because of a foreign language. So when they set up the African human rights courts in Arusha, Tanzania, they were looking for somebody to be the public affairs.
Oh, no.
And of course, because of my legal background, because you are talking about this, it's much more better, and I have a communications and also a journalism background. So I was shortlisted, I did it, I got there. Well, guess what? The guy who didn't have the legal background, but he spoke French and Arabic in addition to English. And you have to be fair and say, because at the end of the day, it's not legal. We're not going to do legal. But if they get me there, then and they are going to deal with other people who speak French and Arabic, I have to get somebody to translate. And he got the job. You know, I was almost sure I was getting it because in the interview, they were very impressed with my, you know what I mean? And I looked back and I said, okay, this is payback time. Because for some reason,
you didn't take your French
serious. For some reason, my dad wanted me to study French. Right? And in those days, you know how expensive it was to send people to Alliance Française.
We hated it. We took French lessons and hated it.
The only was paid for me to go to Alliance Française to study. But I didn't take it serious.
Oh no.
So when that thing happened, I said, well, maybe it's payback time, just to punish you for what you subjected your parents to.
What you're saying is absolutely right. I mean, a lot of people are going to lose out on the job market, you know, that high-end job market.
That's true.
But once again, let's look at it. We're going to have a lot of foreigners coming in. We've already got the Chinese coming in, and obviously you need Chinese interpreters and Ghanaians who can interpret Chinese, and so because of the business either here. So one ought to equip themselves. I'm sorry, irrespective of the school curriculum or not, one ought to be able to recognize that you need to equip yourself.
Language skills.
So we're definitely going to.
We are surrounded by French-speaking countries. You know the amount of French people who come here to work, but we can't go there and work.
Yes, we can't.
Another major.
We're missing a lot of opportunities.
Another issue is we are talking about French, we are talking about Arabic, and all of these things. Our own language, you can't find one language to unify us. It's English language.
Well,
it's English language. English language is a foreign language. So why aren't we? No, I'm serious.
But even when they are proposing that, you know, from KG, the mother tongue should be the medium of teaching, we are having problems with that. Meanwhile, UNESCO thinks that that's the best way of getting children to start learning. There is evidence to support that. But I don't know why, when it comes to our language, we think that it is what? Substandard or what? You don't want to teach your children in that same language.
It's going to be huge.
It's controversial. But
Swahili is supposed to be a national language for South Africa. I know people don't like hearing the name South Africa these days.
And around that belt.
As a matter of fact, some people have said that perhaps because of this same intransigence when it comes to language, if you look at Africa, some people are saying that there are some 2 or 3 major languages that we could have adopted. Swahili, certainly for the Southern Africans, and when you look at Hausa as well, and the way it is spoken and all that, could look at all those things, but we haven't. And these are major languages that wherever you go, you would find somebody, and they are, you know, medium of transaction business and all those things. So when you talk about language, you're not looking at it only from the fact that, okay, somebody is imposing somebody's language on me, but you are also engaging in trade, commerce, you know, and some of these things have come to stay, whether you like it or not. Chinese, people in the UK are studying Chinese.
Mandarin
and all those things, you know, because it has, you cannot do away with them. They are becoming more powerful, and your people are engaging with it. Do you know the number of local people who go to China, and when they go to China, they have to go and get the services of somebody there, and all those, and that's adding to the cost. And when they come, they're going to also add to the cost of your watch, because it is cost them more to buy that. They will add all those things to it. So see, these things,
in this country, as we speak, which language is a controversial issue? Which language do you identify as the Ghanaian language?
I mean, data would have to back it, I think.
Well, yes, you're right.
If not, people will choose their favorites.
You don't even need data sometimes for just this practical issue.
True.
We'll not mention the name of it. But even if you look at the positioning of Pidgin English, in the African context.
For Nigeria, it's huge.
For Nigeria, it's huge. For Ghana, it's huge. Sierra Leone, the Patois, Liberia, the Patois. You know, so we shouldn't rule out the choice of Pidgin English.
Very informal, but
BBC has introduced Pidgin. It's just being realistic and trying to serve the community that you claim you are serving. And if you realize that this is the gap, you need to try and fill that gap.
That's true. This is you who can speak English, but you still read the Pidgin one and you understand it very beautifully.
GBC, we are waiting for your Pidgin.
GBC Pidgin.
GBC breakfast shows Pidgin.
No, you can actually commission a research to see whether that's something that is worth pursuing. And I think that it would be because we are sitting here and you know, interestingly, there are people who have not had any formal education, but they really can understand.
That's a broken English. Our grandmothers, that's what they speak.
Because sometimes people, I remember sometimes people will say in my old, I watched you on GTV on this, but I didn't hear a word of what you were saying.
No,
because I'm there
English
speaking,
is not easy.
Yeah, I'm there speaking all this.
That's true.
It's not easy, and mind you, people have to now translate. You know, because it's not their first language. They have to now go into the process of it doesn't really help. And those who are taught in the instruction of their languages, look at other countries like Japan, look at Germany, look at other countries. They are strong and vibrant countries, you know. But we are
here we are. Lawyer Tanko has challenged us. We should do research.
But let's also challenge the tech people, the IT people.
Right.
This is a major challenge for us, even though that some apps have been, you know.
Yes, like the Kaya AI app. It has a lot of Ghanaian languages, Dr. Pushkin.
Do you know how far Chale has gone?
Yeah.
Oh, Chale.
Yeah.
Chale.
Yeah.
You hear it in American films. You're hearing it everywhere.
Chale.
Oh, Chale. Chale alone. So we made an impact.
A language. You know, when you speak other languages beyond your language, it's really, really refreshing.
It is.
And it connects you.
And culturally it connects.
You know, I was talking to you about Saturday when I went there. Unfortunately, I had to be thrown into being an MC, and I don't remember the last time I did that. I used to do that in my GIJ days, right? So I was thrown in there, and then I started speking the English. Then somebody came, they sent me a message, and they said, the old lady says, "Aya kachui kakra." You know, so I said,
your guy is better than your tree, I know.
But remember me body. And so I was speaking the tree, and then they said, you know, so they were telling me I was in a terrain. So I released the guy. Then they said, wow, you organic. I said, Gano Jimmy, you know. So it makes you connect to different people. And I think it's something we need to promote. I don't see why we are really averse to some of these things. Because, I mean, wherever you go, if you speak their language, straight away,
does it give political capital too? Because I remember when President Mahama mounted the stage when they launched their campaign in Tamale, the languages he spoke.
I mean, it's a connection. It's one of the forms of connecting to people with people emotionally, you know. Straight away, the person feels, okay, this is one of my own, you know, and they want to listen to you.
If you've traveled abroad and you hear Ghanaian speaking local language.
Yes, you stop in your taxi like,
Charlie, you're from Ghana. Straight away you connect.
Absolutely, that's
Straight
true.
away you connect.
Okay, gentlemen, we're moving to legal issues, not in French, but in English. Lawyer Tanko. And it's the Supreme Court which has opened the door. Parliament saying that it must now reform Ghana's political finance architecture. So it says that the recent ruling holding that limiting participation to delegates is unconstitutional and requiring political parties to expand participation in their parliamentary and presidential primaries to all members in good standing is among the most consequential rulings in Ghana's Fourth Republic. It says that what makes the moment even more striking is that just a day after the ruling, government released its position paper on the recommendations of Professor Kwesi Prempeh Constitutional Review Committee, and in it endorsed both the court's decision and the CRC's call for broader participation. So it is saying that all of this firmly grounded in 1992 Constitution. It does show that parliaments must now reform Ghana's political financing architecture. This is something that we have talked about, Oscar. We've talked about the demographics even involved in political party financing, like women. How much political party financing do they get, or campaign financing do they get?
Well, number one, I think that the Supreme Court's ruling is in the right direction. However, its impact will yet to be seen, because expanding and giving everybody who are members in good standing, that may mean 2 million members of the political parties, which I'm sure if you look at NDC membership or MPP, they should have about 2 million registered members or so. Now, it is true, or let's say it's hypothetical as far as I'm concerned, that allowing them to vote is good. Expanding the numbers is good.
Okay.
But if we think that the result is purely going to be to reduce financial
monetization
of
monetocracy,
it may rather
really
out of this. Look,
you have 2 million people. You're still willing to get money to sort these people out?
Who told you that politics is not about money? You go to the US, politics is all about the money. If you're a candidate, you have to reach certain threshold. Obama was, he raised $700 million. You know the price and the cost of putting adverts on the media, in every community, having your offices and your volunteers. They sound volunteers and they sound free, but they must drink water. They must take transportation. The cost of democracy is high. There's no doubt about it. It is true that, you know, it's perceived that some groupings have hijacked it because they hold the finance. But for me, I hope and pray that it does not increase the corruption in the country. Because, yes, political parties, they want to influence. And we know that they influence through those means.
Because it
makes it more difficult to influence 2 million people, but if you are versatile, you can get the resources,
raise that financial capital.
It becomes
because
a
you know,
but it's a good thing.
We've always said that ideas must be at the forefront, policy debates, you know, inclusion, issue-based campaigning, and that's what the courts upheld. It said that the shift must move towards grassroots mobilization. If you are going to the grassroots, you're not going to share Maggi and oil and salt. You're talking about policy. You're talking about issue-based campaigning, you know, to sustain your party's organization and to ensure that you provide what the community really needs and not the other way around.
So in terms of the campaign financing and the reforms that have to come, to cure some of that, then the parties themselves will have to also ensure that their members pay their dues. Because if you have 2 million members and they're even paying 20 cedis, put it that way, every month, that's a lot of money that is generated, you know, for the political party, you know. But what do we see? We don't see that, we hardly see the impact in that. And also when it comes to the question of presidential candidates having to raise huge sums of money, for me, I think that they should raise the bar even higher. Why? You want to come and manage a whole country and you can't raise 40,000 Ghana cedis or 100? Oh, no, relax. You can't raise 100,000 cedis from all your supporters. You can't raise 100,000 cedis or whatever amount it is from your supporters. Obama raised $1, $2, $1, $2, $1, $2, $700 million.
Right.
It's about time that, you know, the political parties, the membership begin to start contributing for the benefit of their party.
All right.
It is absolutely imperative, you know. So for me, that is a major issue.
All right, Oscar. We'll take a short break, just a brief break here. We're back with the headlines. Do stay.
The minority particularly are concerned about the ratification of Damang mining lease. Damang is not on an ordinary mine. It is one of Ghana's important mining assets, and its transfer has attracted significant national interest. The successor operator, Damang Gold Mine, which happens to be an SPV for Engineers and Planners Limited, is a company funded by the president's brother. That fact by itself does not establish any impropriety, nor does it disqualify the company from participating in Ghana's mining industry. However, it undeniably heightens the public interest in the transaction and places an even greater responsibility on Parliament to ensure that every aspect of the award is subjected to rigorous, transparent, and independent scrutiny. In such circumstances, Parliament should have insisted on seeing all the material information necessary to make that informed decision before the ratification. This transaction presented a unique opportunity for the state to renegotiate its economic interest in the mine. Rather than merely approving the transfer of ownership, government should have pursued an increase in the state equity participation from the current 10% to maybe between 20 to 30%, thereby securing greater long-term value and revenue for the Ghanaian people from an already producing mining concession or operation.
You're welcome back to the show. This is GTV Breakfast, and that's the minority in Parliament speaking about equity issues with the Damang mine. They talk about the demanding for greater scrutiny of the Damang mine lease, and it says that Ghana missed the opportunity to increase its equity stake from the statutory 10% to between 20 and 30%. And so the caucus says that Parliament approved the mining lease without adequate scrutiny of the financial and commercial terms underpinning the agreement. And so addressing the media and Ghanaians in that presser, they are asking for scrutiny and requesting additional documents and information on the 6th mining lease agreement recently ratified by Parliament there. That's part of the big news day for you. The table who's joined us now is Samson Asake Awengobit. He's chairman for the PNC, the Importers and Exporters Association of Ghana as well. Mr. Awengobit, good morning.
Good morning. Good to be here.
Good to be here.
Yes, home for Mother Ghana.
Very regal. Okay.
Good morning to my colleagues that are meeting. Good. Yeah, thank you very much. This is Northern Atta.
Is it from the installation of the regent of Dagbon? Where is this one coming from?
It's now become a fabric for all Ghanaians and beyond Ghana.
Okay.
And so I couldn't go. I couldn't make it to. But big congratulations to our father and then to the good people of Dagbon. It has been a very successful. People were having fears, but hey, we have come far. We know that peace is the most tranquility thing that you cannot use money to buy.
Absolutely.
And so it was a successful one, and we know that he will be on the throne and then drive us to the safer grounds.
Right.
So once again, big congratulations to our brother.
Okay, absolutely. Tanko, Oscar had spoken on the court and what the ruling meant for political party financing, the architecture of it.
Yeah. So you know, there is a very interesting article that has been written by the Executive Secretary of African Center for International Law and Accountability, ACILA.
Okay. And
he's been at the forefront of this whole thing about campaign financing through the Center for Democratic Development, CDD. And I think it's worth really having a look at that article. It's been widely circulated by the media. It's called Mr. William Nyako, and he used to be one of the foremost investigative journalists who was at
I know Mr. William Nyako, yes.
Now, you know, and that article, if I could just the title of that article is amazing. He says what? He says the Supreme Court has opened the door. Parliament must now reform Ghana's political finance architecture.
Oh, yeah. I think I saw something like that yesterday.
Right? As for the Supreme Court, they would do what they were asked to do. Somebody had gone to the Supreme Court and asking for an interpretation. I know people are saying, well, does that mean that any other organization at all, any member can now say, well, I should also be allowed to vote? But political parties are a special constitutional, you know, creature. And remember, they're also a creation of statute. They have the Political Parties Act. Yeah. Now, Article 55 of the Constitution clearly makes it clear that political parties, their internal organizations must conform to democratic principles.
Right.
And any, you know, activity that you do has to conform to that. So that's why it's separate from maybe your small association somewhere, maybe GPRTU association saying all members should be. When it comes to that, it is your constitution, and then how you decide within your constitution how you should operate. Of course, if you're not operating within the ambit of fairness and arbitrariness, then they can challenge that. But this is really for statutory organizations. So like, for instance, Ghana Bar Association, you know, it has a special place in the constitution. And by that, they have to allow every member in good standing to vote. Do you get the point? Right. So this is something we need to make clear. Now, and the article mentions that as well. But this is very interesting because remember, this just came around the same time the Constitutional Review Committee, you know, so they have submitted and they've made some recommendations. Because see, it costs close to about $4 million. The same, you know, when CDD and others did the research, about $4 million to secure a party's nomination and contest seats. $4 million.
$4 million.
Yeah. Right? And when we go to the presidential primaries and national campaigns, we are going into the $200 million to some even about $500 million. And Oscar was saying that, well, if you are a presidential candidate, your friends, okay, the friends will come and help you.
You see?
They will come and help you.
And tomorrow
when they help you, and let me tell you something. Today is let me tell you something. You know, in 1998, I had just completed my GIJ. I was minding my business, but because I was basically helping my community about giving publicity, they said, go and contest assembly elections.
Okay.
I don't have cover. You know, I didn't even know that, you know, there was even this issue about T-shirts, posters, and all those things. I had no clue where I was going to get that. People were coming in, and all of a sudden, somebody gave me his pickup to be going around. Somebody gave me a motorbike. And I was like, what is in this for them? One of the guys, before even I walked, he said he has a block factory, so when he wins, I should make sure. You know, so this is the reality.
Yeah.
We can't run away from that. Now, that is why the proposal by CDD and other part, listen, let's look at this. because we cannot continue running this way. And then later on, we turn around and we are complaining that when they go in there, they don't mine us. How are they going to come and mine you? When he has invested all his life savings to you, he's giving it to you and all that. No, so there is a model. So yes, the Supreme Court has given us that parameter. Now it's left with Parliament to come up with the legislation to be able to guide how these things can be practicalized.
Okay.
And there are different ways of doing that, because see, instead of throwing our hands in despair and saying that, oh, this is going to cost us any... No. But if you are a political party and you can't even know the numbers of your own people in this day and age, right, and you are afraid that there will be infiltration and all those things, then you have a problem. Of course, you cannot eliminate infiltration, because even at our national level, have we not been crying that we have infiltration by all those things? So there would be that level. But you should look at it from a more practical perspective. So that's why they're saying reform. So that's why issues about campaign financing. When you're not going to do this in isolation. In doing this, you need to also come up with legislation that talks about transparency in who is supporting you, who is funding you, and also looking at capping even the period of campaigning. Right? And then looking at how much you can spend in campaigning, and transparency, and holding you accountable, submitting audited accounts and all those things. So if it comes with reforms, and remember, there is a proposal that has been accepted by the government to create an independent commission for political parties that is supposed to monitor and evaluate the regulator to monitor and evaluate how political parties are funded, who is funding you, how much is those funding, and then cap how much you can spend in your political campaign. See, when we had COVID and we're going for elections, we still went for the elections. Did we see the rallies all over the place? Who says that when you have to go and campaign, you have to go to every branch, you have to go to every district, you have to go to you have to go to Oscar's house and then knock on his door and all that? It's about the message. You know, and if we can have this regulation, that's why I like what Mr. William Naku is saying, that now it's left with Parliament, you know, to come and give real meaning to what what the Constitution says. And now the Supreme Court has come to clarify it. Let Parliament now come and provide us with, if you like, the parameters so that we can all come together and regulate, because this is a dangerous thing that we are working in. Otherwise, one day we'll stand up and then we'll realize that, you know, it's only those who have the money who will come in. And remember, we are also pushing to say that, oh, let's get to a stage where we are decoupling. Parliamentarians are just going to be parliamentarians. They are not going to be part of what? The executive. Now, okay, if you say parliamentarians are only going to be parliamentarians, the lobbyists would work through the parliamentarians. And then what is going to happen? So we need to reform this holistically. And I think that if we embrace it more from a forward-looking perspective than this sort of fear-mongering and emotional, you know, blackmail of fear of the unknown. That's not the way progressive societies work.
Thank you, Lawyer Thanku. That education, very important. Mr. Awingobet, the benefits of you being the chairman of a political party and receiving this news and the interpretation that the Supreme Court has given to, as lawyer has said, what is already provided for in the Constitution, how does it come across for you?
Well, we as a political party, we haven't met since the judgment came. And I really believe that as a national chairman, it is incumbent on us to meet. I guess that my leader is away in the Upper West region. He's yet to return sometime Wednesday this week. And I know as leadership or the FEC, Functional Executive Committee, would need to also meet and probably get our lawyers to come and brief us what it is. You know, I'm not a lawyer. As lawyer, try to digest the issues. And so we will need to assemble our lawyers to come and advise. Mind you, the Supreme Court ruling is give us freedom. It shows democratic. However, I'm sure off my head, there are certain things that at the end of the day, if you don't treat it and treat it cautiously, it will come like two-party state. Because I'm saying this because, and that is why when the gentleman wrote that article, I think when it came, some media interviewed me and I told them that then we should be driving towards state funding political parties. That is why, because if you are going to, if the Constitutional Review Commission had introduced or recommend that we should have a regulatory aside EC Electoral Commission, so that can come to regulate the political parties, what it means is that what are you coming to regulate? you're coming to regulate if you give me resources and say, these are the parameters, these are the SOPs a political party must go through because you are being state funded. What it means is that as part of it is to see that every political party must have offices in all the 276 district assemblies, in all the regional offices, and you should have your national corporate office, where if Lawyer Tanko want to come to my office, he should know that, okay, PNC office is the corporate office. What are some of the things that, apart from having a structure, what are some of the things that you will see? Maybe you will have administrative staff, you have administrative officer who's in the office from Monday to Friday, so at any given time, a visitor or a regulator comes, will see to the person. Are they going to be on salary? Mind you, if you go around the country, even including the party in government, there will be some officers who are supposed to sit in the office. They won't sit in the office.
Right.
Reason because if you sit in the office, what is he going to eat? So he's also out there casing assembly, district chief executive for a contract, or is casing free school feeding program for a contract, or is casing mass right, and other ministries. So nobody sits there to even receive a letter, let alone we the smaller political parties that have nothing to do. Yes, like maybe we call it from table to mouth or whatever you should say. So it's going to be it's going to have a positive and negative aspect, and so we need to weigh both sides, and then based on that. And I believe that if the Parliament would even want to come out with guidelines or an LI to introduce those things, they will engage so that we, the minority political party, will also go. Because look, one of the cardinal points of we, the small political party, is funded. We do not have financiers.
Right.
Other political parties, you go to, like last one I said, that we are driving towards 2 state political party. And if that is done, then what it means is that by the end of the day, then you see that PNC, CPP, the rest will go off. That has been what people are saying. That there are political parties that if you go out there, you will not even see where their party offices are. And so, what are some of the requirements that will make you a political party? Apart from the membership drive as well, and indeed even the major political parties, MPP, NDC has been in government, and they have people who are even financial. But even if you say you want to go to the branch level, the constitutional level, the 2 city payments that they talk about is also a challenge. But what about we, those who have not even been to power since 1979? Then we are dead.
But
so they must. The law. That's why when you see the Supreme Court, the symbol, there's a balance.
Okay. Yeah.
The scale shows that we are the same.
Okay.
But, do you understand?
And that's
but in this regard, as from the Fourth Republic to date, we, the small political party, have never gone near the seat of government.
And in what
now,
the Supreme Court is saying?
We have not built, we don't have business mogul that we built. We do not have members of parliament that are in parliament that they are contributing as MPP NDC is doing, because it's a mandatory that as a parliamentary, as an MP, when you, at the end of the month, you must contribute something to the party office. It is a mandatory that as a government appointee, CEO, deputy CEOs, there is something that you have to contribute
for the party.
But we do not have it.
Don't have
so where do we go? Are we going to leave this country to only NDC MPP? No, that is why it is recognized in the constitution that Ghana is not the 2 political party system. And so we will make forcefully our debate, our argument, to make sure that we have a space to occupy. Because other than that, then look, as we speak now, when PNC speak, when CPP speak, and others speak, criticize the government see us to say, yes, this is gaining through critic. When MPP speak, they say, oh, because MPP want us to even fail so they will come to government. So they don't even believe that we can come to government.
Right.
You understand? It is also an opportunity for we, the minority political party, also think twice to say, look, at this point in time, if they say they are bringing all these things, I don't know, they are going to cripple you and I. Can we do something? Can we come together?
Okay, because I am asking,
can we collaborate? Can we also come together? Because if we all come together and we push small resources, we can also occupy the space. We can also meet some of the criteria that at the end of the day, if you don't care, don't take in, then they will come and swap us and then say, okay,
so for you, it looks like you've been doing a lot of the work that the court is saying that should be the level playing field for everybody. You do your grassroots mobilization, policy debates, issue-based campaigning. It's just the meritocracy part of it that you don't have.
So he should be attracted.
Yes.
Because you see, this is going to help the smaller parties. You know, because you talked about the fact that you would push for all political parties to have, if you like, a presence all over. But that's the requirement.
Yes.
To be registered as a political party, you have to have branches.
Yeah, no, that's
all over and all those things. You know, so it's the law. Yeah. But you see,
and even financial, I think according to the article, every year we have to file an audited account.
Okay.
But
it comes back to the small political party. What are we going to audit?
Okay.
But they've been trying
and
to.
I just told you, these people have financiers.
Statutory obligation.
Yeah.
No. Whether you've earned income,
you still need to.
But I'm telling you, we need fund to also work.
But you still
agree. I agree, and I'm saying that.
Doesn't that give you the opportunity now to look at how you are putting yourself out as a political party? You see, some people will say, who call you? You decided to open up a party instead of going to run business. Okay. It's not by force.
Political party is not a business. Political party is a non-profit making. Yes, so it's not. That notion doesn't come near.
Yeah, but you can set up an NGO as well. So my point is, now who sent you? You say you want to do politics.
You become a leader one day.
Is it by force?
We are talking.
But the moment
we are talking about monocratic here. If at the end of the day you will see something that's like sitting here, very brilliant. When it comes to issues how we can drive this country, he has, but because he did not have money. He cannot go, and that's what we're talking about.
Which country in the world, a democratic country in the world, money is not involved? It is involved. For me, it's about the reforms of the political parties themselves and how they raise their finances. And in the past, as far as I'm concerned, I don't see that the utilization of party members to raise the finances. It's always been the financial gurus where the money is.
Because they know they will get it from somewhere. That's why the suggestion, let's be transparent. Yes, there's a call for state funding of political parties. But if the state is going to come and fund political parties,
why should the state, in the first place, why should the state come and fund it? That's why I said, now who sent you?
But a political party.
But elsewhere,
am I lying?
No, but elsewhere, hold on.
So how do you want
to practice? I think it's the practice either US or UK.
No, it's that.
I mean, it's a practice.
That
is why you have to make sure you need
their entire budget.
If you haven't funded me, how will you be on my neck to meet SOPs to say this is the standardized practice?
Okay.
Because you must, if you spend on me, look, as we talk about, an investor, a private person will give you money, Reverend, a private person will give you political party money. Because you know that even in the next 4-8 years, they will be in government. So when they be in government, I'll get contract to do. And that's what exactly he gets talk about. When you are contesting as someone, so they are not just giving you money, they are giving you money because you said you have the bigs. We need the money to buy, we don't have the bigs.
But there's regulation.
Exactly.
And there's transparency. So when the state comes into fund, it's not going to be open for all. Then now they can now start demanding those accountability. But you see, let me be a bit controversial.
Okay, go ahead.
And you know, it is a shame. I know you are mourning and you're lamenting about we having almost a two-party state. But the tragedy is that the smaller parties are not helping themselves. Why do I say this? I mean, I have been reporting actively from 1995 and all those things, and you could see that what the political parties try to do is to more or less sing the praises of one of the dominant political parties, and eventually they just submerge.
I just said that if these regulations will come to bear strategically, we the minority parties,
you must come together.
We might not survive. So what do we need to do? Probably this can push us to think to say, okay, can we come to alliance? Can we come together? Because mind you, if we all come together, we might also get people to fund us to be on. And that's what I admitted.
Why is there the assertion that you will not survive? all it is doing is saying that every single member of your party in good standing has the right to vote.
Yeah, that's good standing. What do you mean? The good standing is pay
200 people.
The good standing is paying your dues.
So you will still survive.
No, Oscar, you need to understand where it's coming from. Let me tell you.
You will still survive.
Oscar, wait.
How to expand and grow your
party. The reality is that
will be the challenge.
The reality is
the same challenge you are facing today.
Reverend, you are not getting. You are trying to add the issues of oranges and apples together. It doesn't work like that. I'm saying even the ruling party. If you go to them and you go to the grassroots, you will see somebody say, look, and even assembly appointee, you are earning something, so you can pay. You know the ruling government, and even in the assembly, they appoint people to be in the assembly. They earn something.
Now they start
to pay assembly. So he's also earning the salary. So the one who was with you, the same executive, maybe they call it what? Branch executive. They've appointed you. They didn't appoint that person. You are paying the 2 cities comfortably. Can he pay the 2 cities? So that person says he doesn't pay. So, but he's a party member. What about we, who have not been in government for the Republic? That's what I'm talking about. There's a challenge. Dues payment is a challenge. That's a fact.
I belong to an association. I can assure you that I don't use challenge is a problem. It's not a political
But I'm rather seeing it this way, Oscar. If this thing goes through and the political parties are keeping up to date, a technologically inclined database, basically what is going to happen is that the smaller parties who are not really doing what political parties are supposed to do are going to die, because you will end up now where the membership would be clear. And the situation where we have somebody being an NDC, but behind the scenes he says he's PNC and all those things. Now it's going to be. So this would really push the political parties to do more, but because now you need to have a proper database, and you know that Tanko is here, he can't find himself here. So all those, if you like, quote unquote camouflage, those behind the scenes people who say they are NDC, they are MPP, but they are also PNC.
No, we have a party, we have a platform, a digital platform. If you want to go, you can try after. If you want to register, we will ask you if you belong to any. So you use your Ghana card. If you belong to any political, if you have registered with MPP or NDC, if you come, our system will reject you.
Oh, okay.
It will reject you straight away.
So you have a strict, very strict database.
Yes, request. There's a process. You enter your Ghana.
Mr. Sake, please hold your file. I'll let you do that education for us on the database that PNC has just after the Rand Lottery breaking numbers. We're back.
Good morning. It's Money Making Monday with Rand Lottery. Let's brighten up your week with our winning numbers for this morning. You are welcome to our Rand Star Draw. In a jiffy, we will draw our winning numbers for this morning. My name is Na Udua Jeremy. Kindly stay with us. Rand Lotto, your chance to win big and dream big. Play smart with Rand Lottery, the exciting lottery that brings life-changing prizes to Ghanaians everywhere. Every week, thousands of players take a chance to win large sum of money, from millions to billions. With just a simple ticket, rules, and a chance to win big, play smart with Rand Lottery Limited. We have all of our daily games available. We have the Rand Daily Lotto, where you get the chance to win every day any of this game. From Mondays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, we are live on GTV exactly at 8:45 a.m. Make sure you are playing and watching the game. We also have all our evening games available from Monday throughout to Sunday. So come live on GTV exactly at 10:50 p.m. every day. We are on all your social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, X, TikTok, YouTube. It is Rand Lottery years and above. Do play, and remember, Rand Lottery, your chance to win big. Yeah, welcome back to our Rand Star Draw. It's now time for the inspection of the balls, and it's to be done by the rep from the NLA. For the fairness and integrity of the game, balls are being inspected by the NLA to make sure they are well arranged. And this game is rated 18 years and above. As you are playing, do play responsibly. This is our Rand Star Draw live on GTV. The inspection of the balls is ongoing now. Thank you very much. All our balls are well arranged and we can run our draw now. As the balls are rolling, can we have our first finger to help us draw the first winning number? Our first finger. Thank you. Our first winning number is 3737. Can we have our second volunteer? Thank you. Our second winning number is 5151. Our third lucky finger. Thank you. Our third winning number is 8989. Can we have our fourth volunteer? Thank you. Our fourth winning number is 3939. Our final finger for the morning. Thank you. Our fifth winning number is 3838. The winning numbers for our Rand Star Draw are 3737, 5151, 8989, 3939, and 3838. I take the winning numbers again: 3737, 5151, 8189, 8989, 3939, and 3838. Our winning numbers for our Rand Star Draw. Congratulations to all our winners. If you need any of our POS devices or you like to call in case of any inquiries, kindly reach Rand Lottery on 0558 559 064, 0558 559 064. Remember to play our Monday Anajo Star Draw. We will come your way live exactly at 10:50 p.m. live on GTV. Thank you and have a good morning. And those were your Rand Lottery winning numbers brought to you by Rand Lottery. We're back in the studio. Oscar Provincial, Lawyer Zachariah Thanko Musa, and Mr. Samson Asake Awingobit are my guests for the headlines this morning. Mr. Awingobit, talking about, a database for members of the PNC.
Yes.
Just before the break.
Yes. So we have designed what we call ID cards. It will, you can get right. Mm-hmm. The ID card.
Okay.
It's in the red I and D, then cards, one word.
Okay.
Then .pncghana.org.
Okay.
It will take you straight to our party database. Then you can get registration is open for free.
Okay.
It's free. Then you get, when you open, you see a place that will tell you that get your membership ID card now. So when you press, then it will tell you the information that you want to enter.
All right.
Then you will enter.
Okay.
I don't know how the IT people did it, but they did say that, somebody can have MPP current existence. You have MPP, NDC, PENC. You have all of the cards.
All of the cards.
Yeah, it do happen.
Okay.
You tell, oh, I'm your party. I have the card.
Okay.
But with this digital registration, if you belong to any of them, the system itself will reject you.
Does that mean?
In fact, last time I was just telling my leader that then we may need, because if we do that, somebody maybe got angry from NDC or MPP. They want to come. But
that's true defect.
He should come with letter. If the person is angry, well, will he go for letter?
From the party.
You will not go
to
for
show
letter.
that they have left the party.
Because joining a political party, you are not writing an application. In the first place, joining a political party in this country, you are not writing an application to say, I'm coming to join you. It's only that where some of us have gotten in life,
yes,
in the political
leadership
party
position.
If I'm leaving PNC and I announce today that I'm leaving PNC, then the next time, maybe if I'm joining MPP or NDC, they said that's when it comes to the limelight.
Right.
But what about the grassroots person who got angry? So they didn't give me school feeding, and my age, my partner, so I'm moving. Such a person, how will he do?
But you see, I'm still struggling to be attracted to how, because you see, this can only work if there is a sharing, the
data sharing.
Database,
you mean for the rejection of whether you are?
There's no way you will be able to establish a vote, somebody who is registered.
That's why I'm asking.
Because even
is their database public?
Database is not doing that. So, but this is where we are talking about the reform, where you could do it through the Electoral Commission, where maybe you are linking the voters' registration card to maybe a political. These are things that we need to.
No, but the voters' registration card it's only for okay. That one for national. Many people are in the voter registration without belong to any political party. There are people like that.
Yes, that's true. You can just have a voter ID card.
What I'm saying is that when we are thinking about the reform, these are things we need to think about. What you have done is an attempt to be able to appreciate your database, right? But that does not tell you
data integrity.
But that does not tell you whether somebody is infiltrating, unless those political parties are sharing
their data with you.
But I'm saying that
on the same platform. If you have a platform,
if we want to really cut off some of these concerns, it can be done once we come together. Once these political parties don't realize that, okay, it's again the argument culture. Okay, so we are all taking different positions.
They are not ready to say the data.
If we decide that, let's come together and see how we can eliminate some of these concerns that we have, I think we will be able to make headway. Okay. And now back to the point about the campaign, political party financing. Of course, the argument that had always come with it is that when people are struggling to get beds, when people are struggling to get employment, why are you going to use state resources to support political parties? That's why when you look at the Constitutional Review Committee's recommendations, they are not saying full support.
Funding.
They're saying that, partial, so providing them with vehicles and all those.
Okay.
Because
it used to be done. After they used to give us after filing nomination for both presidential and parliamentary election.
Right.
I think the first week or the second week after filing, they give logistics out. But I don't know what happened.
But what people are now saying is that it should come with some sort of statutory backing.
All right.
Because when you do that, you will be cutting the link between money and corruption and our politics, and then issue about vote buying and commercialization. And as things stand now, our political parties have basically become election machines. So there is plus and minus. But what I'm saying is that let's not just be averse to some of these suggestions, because we have seen the problem, the danger. We are sleepwalking into, if we have not already walked into the problem that this money into our elections is causing to us. Yeah.
I think that the weight and the thinking, the critical thinking to support political parties at the time, and I don't know what it is, but in my small mind, in my little place here, is that democracy was just growing. So there was a need for the thinking of government to help support political parties to grow.
Okay.
So maybe that's why there's support. Now, we have been in a democracy for how long? We have grown. We still want to be weaned on support for the government. But the other consideration too is that political parties can bring down a country. So it is also critically important to understand that they are not just there for being their sake. They can truly disrupt a whole country. So that's the weight you can put on it.
Okay.
But we must not say that political parties, because of this ruling, will find themselves phased out. Phased out, that's evolution. I think we were there when we were using the hand telephone booths, and all of a sudden mobile phone came in, and evolution. But the job of a political party is to gain support, supporters through your message. Is to how to expand and gain support through.
Reverend, it is no longer just a message. The message must go with something. In fact, the person will even ask you, hold on, the person will even ask you, even calling for a meeting, as he said, that even if you want to campaign, you might not necessarily go to people's houses and whatever. That was what Lawyer Tanko was trying to, and I was going to say, has he been to election before? No. A parliamentary candidate, presidential candidate might not be able to go to even Atamis introduced Dotro. Atama was the first one to introduce Professor Atamis, our late president, in his blessed memory. He introduced that. But even sometimes presidential candidates, last time 2024, you saw President Mamba can stop at the street and talk to people.
Right.
It is the way. But at the end of the day,
what I'm saying is that before the COVID, during COVID, were we able to do that?
We campaigned.
Well, but did we have to go through the face-to-face? We didn't do it.
The way we
campaign in this country.
It is the way we have
we forget that there was, look, in fact, we even forget that there was COVID.
Okay, so
people campaign massively in this country.
Okay.
But it is the way.
Look at the budget for 2024, 2020 election.
Okay.
How did they spend the money?
This is the problem that the political parties have. You are failing to learn from good practices. You are holding on to practices that does not inure to the country. And this is why the smaller parties would continue to struggle. Because you are here struggling, and instead of you to look at things from a very progressive perspective, you are still trying to look at how the bigger parties
that you have to pay.
You can compete with
it.
I guess told you what we are doing as a political party. One, we are tech.
Why do you have to pay somebody
we will be sending messages. Even people that you even use them to be sending messages on social media, you have to take care of them. It's factual.
Okay. As in, he means buy data for them, the logistical one.
Even those ones, right? Even transporting the first countries to come to office and send. Yes.
My point is this. I mean, it is the way we have conducted our elections so far, in that it is not policy and message driven. It has not been till recently in our body politic that we are now talking about policy and it is at the forefront. And it is also because the politicians the political know that they can only take advantage of the poor people. The state of poverty is what we are using to in quotes, induce and get members. But we need to move.
For you, and you get there, you enjoy and forget about him. So you take it at the scratch before you even get there.
Saying that when you give somebody 100 CDs, you can tell whether he will vote for you or not. It is a gamble. It's a risk you are taking. It's a gamble and it's a risk you are taking, like the lotto.
Yes.
So that is at your cost. Why are you going to blame anybody? No. Why are you going to blame somebody when you don't even know whether the person is going to vote for you? You've given him your money and you don't even know. That's the business you have decided to enter and the risk you have taken. So I don't.
No, but you see,
I don't
Oscar, I think the thing is that is not the norm. That's not what it's supposed to be.
Exactly.
That is the wrong way of doing things. And what we are saying is that let's look at this holistically and reform it. But if we say, well, but this is the practicality, so we are not going to do anything about it, that's not the way to change things.
We have a law. Lawyer, we have a law in these countries that says that we cannot have, is it this private security or whatever for political parties?
Yes, the vigilante groups.
Vigilante groups. In 2024 elections, you saw the team that was following President Mahama today is the president. You saw his security protective were there. You go to Bawoyego, you see even they were having state and they still have party boys.
You have to
all those people, what did they do to them?
We understand Mr. Wingo-Beattie. He said that this is the practice now. If you don't join in doing it now,
anybody today, from branch level, conscience level, regional level to national level, say that, oh, we could do party for keke. This set chef you print.
T-shirt is money.
So my point is that
cap you print, cap is money.
My point is
party flag you print is money.
My point is Oscar, if you PNC, right? If there is reform and you PNC, you say you are not paying. NDC say they are not paying. MPP say they are not paying. Who and if the people don't want to vote, the few that would go and vote would go and determine who the leader should be.
You will not get the 50 plus vote. You will not get the 50 plus vote for someone to become a president.
That's so be it. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah for it. Then so Ghana is an anarchy. We cannot say hallelujah.
You won't get with 50 plus 1.
He said hallelujah for it. Why will not get 50 plus 1?
You get with 50 plus 1.
There will be anarchy in the country. There will no government.
No, it's a percentage of the people who will go and vote. It's a percentage of the people who will go and vote. So at any particular point in time,
you have been a assembly man before. Even the reform that will come, you will still see people will say, look, people can even go on social media and men to Obama. You know they threaten us every day.
So you are going to fall for the threats and continue to do the wrong thing.
That is where when the minority party like PNC come to say, okay, we will not pay, and see people will say, oh, we will not pay. You will see the big guys giving money behind the back door. Listen, they will come to the screen and say we will not pay, and they will go and they will kill with the political party. I'm telling you.
But that is why we need to support the reform. We need to support the statutory reform, the reform,
and the OSP. The OSP will have a lot of work to do. Then Tuma is asking that they give to rural areas. The money, look, even in the rural areas, you see some politicians bring Amane. You know Amane?
Yes, I know.
Amane to that GTP, and now this Holland, to give to women. And then with the PNC and the CP will be saying, then they will go behind us and they do this overnight in the blank side of you and win election.
Let's go and go with his hand in the World Cup.
So if you don't win the election,
gentlemen, I need us to wrap up on this. I know I just have 6 minutes to go.
It's important about the reforms to minimize these kind of influences. Do you think? And let me put the question across. No. I want to put the question.
Is reality.
What's
the way forward?
Nobody is denying that. Oscar, the point we are making is that nobody is denying that this is the reality.
My issue is that obviously this now is an internal burden financially on political parties. Now, what are the reforms you are going to institute to reduce those burdens on yourself? If we, for instance, had digital voting, that you can get onto your phone. You don't have to go and stand in any line, take transport, do anything whatsoever. And you mentioned COVID, that we did not have, we couldn't go out. And we are moving into the digital era. So for me, it's not about today. It's also about the future. So I mean, even if we have to conduct national elections today digitally, it's true everybody will start saying, hey, they don't trust it, they don't trust it, they don't trust. They said that about ballot boxes.
Yeah, the people will not bring Israelis to come and hack to the system.
You see the problem.
Okay.
Now you see the problem. We shouldn't go digital for voting. Oh, Masa, we have a problem.
He's just saying that the trust in
we can introduce firewalls to protect it.
Yes.
How credible? Why? I was part of the 2024 elections IPAC meetings.
Right.
And
I used to listen to you
in his blessed memory, Dr. Omonobama really did a great job. Some of the things that we went to, that was the first time EC comes and opened their system for us to interrogate the data.
Right.
And ask the questions. And especially this special voting. You can transfer your vote, and at what time did you come back to your... there were so many issues, and we interrogated. I don't know, we had a clean vote. And that's when we voted, and the result was presented, nobody contested. In fact, before even they declare, Baume had already come back to declare.
So that's telling you that if you come together,
you can do something better.
You can reform. That's the point we are making.
But at the end of the day, consensus
gradually.
If we all agree that this is a problem and we want to reform it, we can reform it. Of course, you cannot eliminate it totally within a short period of time. But as Oscar is saying, we should be forward-looking. Let's start doing what we can do now, and gradually, we will be able to get there. This is how other countries have done it.
Hallelujah, God.
Amen.
Oscar.
Oscar say, when they won't be here, plus 50 plus one vote, then they won't declare who win. You say hallelujah.
That's why we call mischief.
I mean, I understand where the passions are coming from. Lawyer Tanko as well has been training journalists on political party reporting, among other corruption and democracy in our dispensation. And we say that we like to copy from the best. And Oscar, you were even saying that who says two-party system may not be the best.
It's in America.
Because in the global West, we have seen
they are dominant, yes, two dominant parties. In Britain, two dominant parties.
Our constitution doesn't give room for only two political party states.
No, yes.
And the smaller political, the bigger political party, as someone said that sometimes you see MPP, NDC infiltrating into a party is because they have alliance. If you go to Europe, those countries you're talking about, they are allied.
Okay.
In government or in politics.
Okay. Well, in reality, yes, political parties are supposed to be, multifaceted. But the reality is that two main political parties would always emerge. If you look across Europe, America, wherever, that's just the human nature and how we are. But it doesn't mean that we should weaken the smaller parties as well. They have a role to play. But that is why one of the things the smaller parties are coming.
Support the good thing. Preach the gospel.
To catch up.
Preach the gospel.
I
want you to preach the gospel.
Parties don't do well, but the smaller parties.
Evolution is a good thing. It's a good thing. There were dinosaurs. Huge, big dinosaurs taller than buildings.
Oscar.
And they gave way to us.
Oscar, let me make this point. Let me make this point.
Go ahead, Lawyer Tanko.
One of the things the smaller political parties don't do is that for them, they think it is about the ultimate, presidential. But the way to build a smaller political party is to look at your base, where you have the strength, and compete there with the parliamentary and have a foothold in parliament. Then you build your political party from there. You can imagine if when we had 137 in parliament, any of the smaller political parties has maybe 2 or 3. You could see how they would use that to build the political parties. But they also fixated with, I want to be the president. And it is practically impossible for any of the political party. It is practically impossible.
Change your mind. Change that for now. I wanted to see you preaching that the smaller political parties should consolidate. We should come together.
Let me even say, you know the base.
Ghanaians are in for third force party in 2028 election. That's why I want you to help us to come in that direction. We want to be power. We also want to become the head of state of this country. Thank you very much.
We have to go. Oscar Provençal is a renowned actor. Zachariah Tanko Musa, legal practitioner, lawyer, and Samson Asake Awengobit. I know you continue the debate after as chairman PNC and a businessman, Importers Exporters Association. My name is Maltiti Saida Sadiq. Storytime Conversations will continue with one on Cocoa Board. Do stay with us.
GBC at 91, still the authentic and trusted voice of Ghana.
Morning time, the